If we take a look over the store method where we create a new food item, we see that we are quite optimistic by expecting the request to contain the correct parameters. Let's see what happens when one of them is missing. Go to Postman and remove the name from the body of the request. Our application blows up. Our table always expects a name when we create the food record. It trusted us and we failed it. We should always protect ourselves by making sure the request contains everything we need to perform whatever action we want. In our case, creating a new food record. To validate the request, we need to call the validate method and pass it an array containing all the validation rules for each individual parameter. That looks something like this. Request validate, and then we need to pass in an array with all the validation rules. So let's say name is required and it needs to be a string. Carbs is also required but needs to be numeric. We need to do the same for proteins. Fats, calories, quantity, and unit of measure. This one is a string. And let's say we also only allow certain units of measurement. For that we can use the in validation rule. And now we need to specify what are the allowed values. So I'll have grams, PC from pieces, milliliters, and let's say Oz. For the nutritional information, we can also set a minimum of 0, as we'll never have positive numbers. So min 0. And the same for the quantity. Okay, let's check the validation. Send this same request again. And now we get a message saying the given data was invalid and an object with all the errors, which for now is just name. But if we disable a few more of these, we get error messages for all the fields that are not valid. Laravel does a great job by coming up with thoughtful error messages, but you can definitely overwrite them if you want. So for example, let's make this unit of measurement validation fail. It will return the selected is invalid. To make this error message return unit of measure instead of just we can pass in a second array to our validate method, where the key is the name of the field, then a dot, and then the name of the rule. And now the value should be the message that should be returned when the rule is broken. Selected unit of measure is invalid. Only G, PC, ML, and Oz are out. And let's try again. And we have a new message. So validation rules are quite easy to overwrite. Just specify the name of the parameter and then the name of the rule and set the error message as the value. Let's do the same for the update method. So we'll copy all this here and let's try it out. This is the put request. Let's disable a few of these. And sure enough, it works. Remember to always validate your requests, not only against malicious users, but against yourself. Often enough, we pass in the wrong data without even realizing. Make sure to check out the docs for other validation rules. There is a rule for pretty much everything. Bye.